So if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering, man, I'd love some more Dragon Prince news. Yeah, we got the Season 7 release date trailer, and we saw Astrid take her blindfolds off, and now she needs to see an optometrist, but you're in luck, because while nothing super official came out, I did take a listen to a podcast, and we just got an episode title revealed by Aaron Ehasz. So let's get into it. What's going on, you guys? James here with some real news, and yes, that's right, we're talking about Season 7 of The Dragon Prince today, and an episode title. Now, do we know the number of the episode? No. But do we know the title of the episode enough to make me theorize about some things? Absolutely. Now, before we get into it, if you're a big fan of The Dragon Prince and movie reviews and all that stuff in between, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and tap on that bell, y'all. Get loud down below in the comments and hit that thumbs up button if you like this sort of stuff. I need to know, what do you think of this episode title? Does it get you a little bit more excited for Season 7? Because I'm more excited for Season 7. I know we've been living off of this release date trailer, and we've been thriving off of the talk of a third arc, but I want to know more about what's to come in December. So let's begin first with a step backwards and kind of catch you up on what we know about Season 7 so far. Of course, the release date is confirmed for December 19th, 2024, and this is the second season in a single year because Season 6 came out back in August, so I'm super excited to see what they've got in store. They worked on these seasons back to back, and in a release date announcement trailer was dropped that included new footage with Astrid and Cosmo, and that included Astrid, yes, taking off her blindfold. And the animation to me looked pretty much done. Now, there were some instances where I'm like, alright, they can refine the edges on certain things, but not in the release date trailer. I'm talking about those 3 official first look images that we got and we discussed right here on the channel too. One of them was Rayla and Runan. Then we got one with King Ezran, Queen Anya, Bait, and Zim. And I know all of the Ezran and Anya shippers are going nuts right now. We also had a third image with King Ezran, Callum, Corvus, Zim, and the 2 twin-tailed Inferno Tooth Tigers. I'm going to use that as a warm-up exercise vocally before I record. Aegis, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, and Ember Tail. Now, I don't know if y'all are feeling the same way I am, but the fact that we have official first look images, a release date, and a teaser trailer gets me very excited. But that's not all, because we have another big promo push coming in October towards the tail end of the year. New York Comic Con, of course, big event every October at this point, and the Dragon Prince is usually making a splash because they always fill up to capacity their panels and the rooms in which they're placed in. Well, previously they were said, no, we can't give you a panel, and we were all collectively thinking, what in the world, Reed Pop? But they did redeem themselves, and they came around and said, nah, we'll reconfirm you. So we do have a panel coming up in October for the Dragon Prince, and if you're wondering, yes, I did apply for my press credentials, so if I get to go, you'll see me in New York, and I really hope I can make it out there. Aaron, Justin, if you're listening, I hope I get a chance to see y'all, and I can't wait to see all the fans as well. So really praying on that one. But that's all we know for Season 7 of The Dragon Prince up until today, because we're going to talk about, yes, an episode title that was revealed. Now, how did this even come about? Well, back on September 12th, Aaron Ehasz was teasing on X that he revealed an episode title on the WordsWithDragons podcast, and the link to that podcast is in the description below. I really recommend that you listen to it. It's 40 minutes of goodness if you're a Dragon Prince fan, so huge shout out to WordsWithDragons. They did a great job with this podcast episode. But then on September 14th, WordsWithDragons ended up dropping the interview, and I thought, oh, this is a great surprise, even though I should have known better. It was in the promo image that they shared, but I listened to it, and I'm so glad that we now get a chance to talk about the episode title and so much more. So of course, you already know the episode title is being revealed at the end, sort of the interview, but let me go through some of these highlights and these awesome takeaways from the interview with Aaron Ehasz, creator of The Dragon Prince, of course, because he got a chance to drop some gems and some hints for season 7 that made my eyebrows raise. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that apparently Rayllum was not going to be a thing.
You know what else? I'll even say, I think we initially intentionally planned that they weren't going to be a couple. Yeah. That we were like, oh yeah, no, they're
friends.
Kind of friends, and they have a different view of the world, and they're journeying together, and we don't want them to be a couple. We definitely were not targeting it. I think we were intentionally not targeting it, and then it was just like, too bad, creators. Like,
yes. Put the fires out. I get it. This is crazy talk, right? Rayllum, my favorite ship in the show. Come on. Not going to be a thing, are y'all crazy? But yes, apparently Aaron confirmed that he and the creative team said that, nah, we're not going to target them as a couple, and they intentionally did not target them as a couple until, I'm guessing, fan theories, some outcries of, hey, we want them together, started surfacing on social media and so many forums. So they decided to make them fall in love. And I think that's great. The second cool takeaway is when Aaron starts talking about Kpp'Ar in season 7.
And then you have Kpp'Ar, who I love Kpp'Ar. So I think he's terrible and interesting, and I love him. And obviously,
and we'll learn a little more about him in the future, but yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty dope that we're going to learn more about Kpp'Ar in season 7. Now, if you don't remember, in season 6, we got a flashback that taught us a lot more about who Kpp'Ar is. He was Viren's former mentor, and when Viren wanted to find a cure to heal his son, Soren, we love Soren, well, Kpp'Ar said, I can't find any natural cure, and I'm not going to give you dark magic, so you're out of luck. And then Viren said, I don't like that too much, homie. Put you in a coin. And coined him. Yeah. But I do think it's cool that we're going to learn more about Kpp'Ar in season 7, and I almost wonder if it will come via a flashback, or maybe Kpp'Ar somehow finds his way out of this coin. We'll see. Well, I don't know how far they're going to go with Kpp'Ar, because there's a lot they got to kind of wrap up in season 7, because if it is the final season officially, Arc 3 hasn't been confirmed. I hope it gets greenlit, of course. But, this is maybe a season where they just wrap a lot of loose ends together. Alrighty, so for takeaway number 3, we apparently will get very early on in season 7 the outcome of Karim and his army of betrayers, those defectors of the Sunfire Elves. We're going to learn a little bit more about what happens to them.
So, is there anything you can tease about Karim's arc in season 7?
Yeah, so, and it's not just Karim. There's like an army of people who betrayed Janai, and
like, what do we do?
What do we do? Yeah, and that'll be something we'll have to see them grapple with pretty much right away in the season.
I do think it's kind of neat that we're going to get a more in-depth look into Queen Janai and her Sunfire Elf Council and what they're going to decide on in terms of the fate for Karim and his army. You have to imagine, right, that they're going to keep them in prison forever. They won't kill them. But it might come to a point where maybe Karim does it to himself. Miana, she kind of out there. I don't really love her too much. But I do think that Karim is going to lay down, but he's not going to give up too much without a fight. So we'll see, maybe he puts up a fight at the beginning, and then eventually we're going to see them in prison. So he's without a cause right now. I mean, Sol Rayllum is dead. D-E-D, dead. Well, I know there's an A in there, but still. Now, the fourth takeaway does actually sort of continue on Karim and his army.
But yeah, I mean, like, basically, as of the start of season 7, all of them are prisoners of Queen Janai, and the question is, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
What do? You have an entire army and your brother who betrayed you, and so we'll find out.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're in prison to start season 7 is going to be interesting to me, because does that mean that we have, Karim and his army in prison, episode 1, the pilot, we see like little, maybe they're a part of the B plot or the C plot, right? And then we have 8 more episodes. So does Karim eventually get out of prison? Because it's possible that Queen Janai convinces him to fight for the good side, And if he does, he'll be released. And then I guess they join forces to take on Erebos. Guys, you gotta imagine they're going to want every single person who is not Erebos to fight Erebos, because they're gonna need everybody. All right, this is Thanos, but taller. And finally, the moment that you have been waiting for in this video, the episode title has been revealed for season 7.
It feels like maybe Terry might hit a breaking point.
Here's what I will say. Terry is a really special character, and if you've watched him, he's so good.
Oh yeah.
And what we'll find out is we will find out that there's an episode called True Heart, and he is someone who has a true heart, which is
that's
extremely
so sweet.
It's very impossibly rare and special. But also we all understand what a true heart is in some way, and we'll learn a little more about that. But yeah, the question of what will Terry do, what can he do is difficult, because he has a very strong sense of right and wrong, but he has very deep capacity for love, and he loves Claudia with all of his heart. So where does that present an impossible conflict? And we'll see it challenged.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
True Heart is an awesome episode title. All right, now We All Fall Down I thought was pretty dope. All right, my favorite episode of all time in The Dragon Prince. But then you're telling me you're gonna give us an episode titled True Heart and leave us on the hook? Aaron, you're good at this, because I really am now thinking that Terry is gonna leave Claudia. Now, again, that's a decision he's gonna have to make, and he will be grappling with that decision. So do I think True Heart is all about Terry? I do. And I think this episode's going to come within the first act of season 7. So within the first 3 episodes. Might be episode 3. Who knows? If I'm right, I'm clipping this. If not, forget I even said it. But True Heart definitely is giving me a Terry-centric vibe. And I do think it's important, because Claudia wasn't given as much shine in season 6. Not in a bad way, but it's because we had more of an emphasis on Viren, and then of course eventually Erebos and some more of his backstory. So True Heart, what do I think happens there? Well, if I had to theorize, Terry is going to take a look at both sides of the playing field. You got the side he's on right now with Erebos and Claudia. They're going to wreak havoc. Claudia's unhinged. Girl, you had your chance and you blew it, okay? You could have left, but no, you let the man out of his pearl. And then you got the other side, which is Team Callum, or Rayla, Ezrin, Anya, everybody we love. So Terry, I don't think he's 100% guilt-free at this point. He's not without his baggage. He killed Ibis. Literally murdered Ibis in cold blood. And maybe the blood was warm. But I'm telling you, the man's not technically innocent here. But at this point, who is? I mean, even Callum used dark magic, right? So I think we're going to see Terry go to Team B, or Option B, which is the good guys. So I am really confident in the fact that Terry will make the right decision, because someone in that relationship needs to. Claudia making all the bad decisions. Terry, you got to make at least one of the good decisions. And it's probably going to mean, well, Claudia, we thought she was unhinged, but then when Terry leaves her, listen, she lost Soren. Soren's not in her life anymore. I mean, Soren's alive, sure. She physically lost Viren, because the man is dead, and now all you have is Erebos once Terry leaves you, or if Terry leaves you. Yeah, listen, Erebos, that man is looking for blood, and he's gonna destroy all his Adia and the human kingdoms, and maybe his right-hand girl is gonna be Claudia once Terry's out of the picture. But we'll have to see. Yeah, True Heart. That's one of the 9 episode titles that we will be getting for Season 7 of The Dragon Prince. Now, when they do drop all of the official episode titles, I'm talking about it right here. So hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and don't worry, this is not the only Dragon Prince video this week. I want to come back and talk about, let me look at my scripts here. Kind of want to talk about the next season. Yeah. I'll leave you guys with that little teaser. But yeah, again, guys, let me know what you think of this episode title. Where do you think it is going to happen in Season 7? Will it be Episode 3 like I'm guessing, or maybe it's different for you? Alrighty, y'all. Well, Again, thanks so much for watching. God bless you guys, and I'll catch you at the next screening. It's a good day when we can talk about Season 7 of The Dragon Prince. I just hope it's not another month before we get more news. Posters. Images. Something.